Hey guys, so we're back with another new video. Now, I really wanted to talk about this because as the new Boruto latest chapter came out, I started reading it and I started puzzling things together. Now, remember our first introduction to, I guess, a tablet of the Otsutsuki King was probably in a couple of the few chapters when Sasuke was roaming around certain dimensions, right? And we saw a statue of I would say a representation of the Otsutsuki King. Now, due to the fact that everything that has been going on in the Boruto manga, I'm not gonna reveal any spoiler, but let's just say that from what I have been getting from Amado is that he did all this just to bring down not only one but two Otsutsukis at the same time. He nearly succeeded. You know, one, we know that Naruto lost Kurama, Sasuke lost his Rinnegan, right? But at the same time, I feel as if from what the latest chapter has been showing us is that Amado wanted all this to happen so that way if he ever emerged to be who he is, he will have no strings attached. What I mean by that is that ever since we got Ishiki Otsutsuki and we started getting the backstory between Kaguya and Ishiki, we never had I would say the third or fourth wheel, which is we knew that Kenshiki and Momoshiki were coming to Earth, and we knew that every Otsutsuki now came in pairs from what we was learning. But the scary part is that Amado knows even if he was to be around Jigen for a long time, he knows way too much about how and when and how to bring down an Otsutsuki and how to counter that balance. Yeah, he's smart, but I think he's letting more than he's letting on. That's what I believe, because not only he knew how to take down the problem, and he knew that Ishiki was either betrayed by Kaguya and got stabbed because of that, right? And he knew that the time lapse between Ishiki getting Jigen's body and what makes the karma seal, right? So some of my predictions that I'm going to start talking about is from what I'm seeing from the latest chapter. So we realize that at the end of the chapter of the Boruto chapter, that Kawaki end up having a new karma seal. At the same time, he is having this new type of eye, which we saw before that Ishiki had, which is the Sukuna Nohona Domo wheel that he has on one of his eyes instead of a Byakugan. So I'm thinking that what's his name? Amado is probably a perfect Otsutsuki vessel from a previous Otsutsuki. Because I don't think, like when Sasuke was searching, yeah, like we saw the other tablets for the other Otsutsuki, but the two that was carved off, I think they were carved off by mistake. One of them, I know that he probably turned into the Ten Tails. The other Otsutsuki is probably Amado, and Amado is probably those type of Otsutsuki that could hide his disguise, just similar like Orochimaru, what he did at the Chunin exam back in OG Naruto, where he hide not only his presence but his scent to basically embody the full person completely. I think Amado is hiding his true form, and that he is a hybrid between, just like Hagoromo. And I think that he's trying to get a perfect vessel so he could be a full Otsutsuki. And I think from what a lot of people have been saying online, that maybe instead of Kawaki or what's his name, but I think Amado got reborn in Kawaki's body. And that was his plan in the beginning, to get a perfect body where he could use his full potential. Because it's funny that he could have found a way to remove the karma seal from Kawaki, right? But he let all this linger on. He's like a scientist he loves to see his test subjects progress, to see how long will that lingers, and then the moment he sees the opportunity, he'll just take that initiative, like what he did with Kajin Koji. He knew he couldn't beat him, but he just wanted him to stall some time just to do what he wanted to do. Like, for an example, again, the cyborg that he's working on, we don't know if the cyborg is someone that we know, but we know that it's someone from the Leaf. If Amado knew how to stop Otsutsuki, he just needed the power. So not only he used Sasuke and Naruto, but they became damaged after they fought Ishiki. So you see where I'm going with this. He played everyone to a point where now that he has no strings attached, he's planning to see if he can now take Kawaki's body. Because it's weird that he gave Kawaki the Karma Seal in the first place. And that's what makes it very, I would not say terrifying, but it's something very strange going on. Like, he wanted this to happen just to get him a new Karma Seal. And that Karma Seal, he say, oh yeah, the Karma Seal is no string attached anymore. It's not connected to Ishiki anymore. What if I say Ishiki is like Amado and Ishiki are like twins, or you could say they're the real partners that came to Earth instead of Kaguya, since Kaguya was a sacrificial Otsutsuki. So instead of one or two that came down, it's probably 3 of them or 4 of them that came down. So out of the 4, 1 of them became a sacrifice. So we already know that the Otsutsukis could send the God Tree with them in order for them to harvest it. So I don't think that's a possibility to think that Amado could be an Otsutsuki instead of just a regular person, because I think he knows too much. He knows more Otsutsuki tech than anything else, and know how to counter certain things. Like, even when he's like in the toughest spot, he's like the calmest person in the room. And the fact that he could analyze things from the jump, that's even more terrifying. Because even from joining the Kara organization, he knew how to take each and every one of them down, except for what's his name, Code, who has like a limiter on him from what I remember, and has a white Karma Seal, which is very detached from original Karma Seal, which has Otsutsuki taking over the body, right? So I believe, based on the latest chapter of the manga, I think the true meaning or reveal that we're gonna get is that Amado is an Otsutsuki, and not only he's an Otsutsuki, but he is probably one of the higher ups of the Otsutsuki, because I think that, you know how they say the true villain will never look like how every other villain we have in the past. Yeah, we could see how, like, the distinction of how the Otsutsuki should look like, right? They're pale, they have like horns. What if that Amado learned how to perfect that part where he could transform when he needs to, which I think the body that he has is borrowed. Because even in the previous chapter, when Ishiki died and all that stuff in the anime, they never put that giant Otsutsuki figure. They skipped that part. So I think they're gonna use that probably later on, and when they're creating the anime for something special, because it's very strange to never put it back on there. So I think Amado, you could say Amado is very similar to Zeke and Attack on Titan, where he knows so much that he knows the history of the Otsutsukis way too well to not understand how to counter it. So just like that, I think there's different levels of Otsutskis. I think Otsutskis varies based on the looks too. You have some that may look very human-like Amado, I believe. And then you have one that looks, you know, like deformed, like the original ones that we normally see. So I believe, in my opinion, that Amado is an Otsutsuki, and he was probably one of those Otsutskis that I would say governs, or one of those Otsutsuki that are like scientists and knows how to counter things. Because not every Otsutsuki needs like power. Some of them have like that one shot thing where that makes them overpowered. And what makes Amado overpowered is his intellect. So I believe that the fact that he's able to create karma seals and create cyborgs from the jump just by having small materials, that I think he might be the final villain of the Boruto series. So let me know what you guys think of some of my theories, and please never forget to leave some comments down below so we could discuss this. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye guys.